Hey, you! Are you a curious person and a music lover just like me? Well, if the answer is yes, this is your podcast. Hi, I'm Ramon Mañas, I'm the travel sax creator, and welcome to Blowing in the Wind, the place to get inspired throughout music and innovation. Hello everyone, and welcome to the episode number 15 of our podcast Blowing in the Wind. Today I will be talking with Roger and Lina. They are part of the TopLap community in Barcelona, and they are basically live coders. So do you know what live coding is? Or for example, electro rave? These concepts were completely new for me before I talked with them. So if you guys want to know what these concepts are and what's behind or how to create music through coding, then you want to listen to this podcast. So without further ado, let's start. So, welcome to this new episode where today I have some very interesting guys called Roger and Lina from the TopLap Barcelona or BCN community, and I was looking to meet them for a while. It's not been easy to close this podcast interview. But we finally were able to do it, and just as an introduction, I contacted Roger through one of my peers here at Odyssey Music. She's a great DJ, and she's the one. She's called Judith Sunier, and she's basically doing all the operations and logistics and accounting at Odyssey Music, and she said, dude, you need to interview these guys because they're doing something that's so cool. So basically, you guys are live coding, and you're creating music live, but just coding. Can you explain a bit more? Introduce us to this fantastic world of coding and creating music live, please.
Sure. Yeah. So it's just what you just said is. What we do is we code live. We write the code, and then this code is or creating the music or creating the visuals. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, you also can see the projection. Usually, the code we are making at the same time.
Okay,
that's part of the idea. And yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's easy, right? So okay. So for you guys that are not just watching, listening, right, but you're watching us on the YouTube channel, I'm just gonna put some images, right, of the live coding music that I'm playing right now, so you guys can hear. This is basically the code that the musicians are live coding and creating the music live just by like writing lines of code. You can see D5 silence, then something is commented, and D8 jogs reap, and like really really interesting commands. So I'm just gonna play stop the music right now, guys. How do you start? I mean, of course you're musicians, but how do you start this new way of creating music? Well, at least for me, it's a new way of creating music. But when do you guys decide? Okay, I'm gonna create music just by coding. When do you start, guys? And I want to know the story behind this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing is that it's not that new. Actually, this weekend it's going to be the 20th anniversary of the TopLap community. And I think, well, she knows the story better, I think, but I think it started like a more, well, the TopLap thing started like a joke. Live coding was already kind of something happening back then. And I think, well, Ivan, who's it's the other founder of TopLap Barcelona together with Lina, I joined later. He always says that live coding music started when computers were powerful enough to process and compile the languages in real time. So you could make the music in real time. Before that, you had to compile stuff because computers took a long time to compile, and then it was kind of impractical.
Yeah, like to write something and then wait for hours to see the result or hear the result.
Exactly.
So,
And then once the computer started to get powerful enough to, to execute the code that you were writing and compile it and then convert it to sound and visuals, because we must say that this is also a visual discipline. And then people started to use languages that weren't thought to live code, like Super Collider. They started hacking them to be able to live code with them, and eventually, since they weren't thought for live coding, they were kind of cumbersome to live code. Other people started in creating new languages specific to live coding, like the one you were showing now, which is called Tidal Cycles, which I think is the most used live coded language right now, at least in Europe. And other languages have been emerging and are still emerging. I mean, there's a lot of people doing their own language now, that the only people playing that with that language. And that's kind of an art form in itself as well, no?
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you before mentioned that we are musicians.
Yeah.
But actually, well, happened that actually, yeah, I'm a musician, but it's not the case of everyone that makes live coding. I mean, you can arrive from different backgrounds or perspectives or whatever, and then just start to using that because you see that it's cool or something, or someone is pushing you to do it until you finally do it.
Okay.
Actually, I became a musician through live coding. I wasn't a musician before. Well, I played piano at home and whatever, but I never performed as a musician.
Okay.
And my first musical performance was with live coding. And then I come from the visuals. I'm an illustrator, professional illustrator, and I come from the visuals. But then I discovered the sound part of it, and then started digging into it. And there's also lots of people that come from the engineering background, that they have like a musical sensitivity. So it kind of merges a lot of worlds, no, from different places. And there's also people who live code dance and live code other stuff, not just music and visuals. No?
Okay. So I'm so amazed. So you said you're a visual, you're an illustrator, right, Roger? And how about you, Lina? What's your background? I mean, are you an engineer?
I studied music. No, I studied music.
Okay.
I studied composition.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been more interested in using different. I studied in Colombia, in Bogota.
Nice.
And then I came to Barcelona to.
So I assume you're from
explore more, more tools like this one.
Nice. And do you also play other instruments? Like.
Yeah, I play the guitar, and also I use a modular synthesizer. Well, actually, synthesizers and things like that. So, yeah. I like to combine these different things sometimes. So it's not like, I mean, in some performance, I use only live coding, but sometimes I use the synths. So I control with live coding the synths, or I also sometimes have record my guitar and then I live code those samples that are already there. So yeah, it's like different combinations of that idea.
Okay. And when do you guys say, okay, I'm gonna start? What's the spark that ignites this interest for coding live music? I mean, how do you guys start?
I think we each have a different story.
Yeah.
I want
My story is that I was part of the Barcelona Laptop Orchestra, which
Okay.
is the sonology group in SMUC.
Okay.
They had this orchestra made with laptops, and we kind of did experimental music there and everything. And then someone organized a live coding workshop with Thor Magnusson with a language called Ixilang. And that was like, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago or so. And then I discovered it, and I started playing at home. And then I didn't perform until Her and Ivan organized an algorave in Barcelona.
You started
Algorave.
playing. Wow.
Yeah,
I love the
that's
concept.
a concept, algorave.
I love this new
Yeah, we'll
concept.
talk about that later.
I
Yeah.
think she'll tell you what an algorave is. Like it's a big thing in the live coding scene. And then I started, I joined the community, and then I just got into it, and now I'm more into music than visuals. Well, actually, I'm halfway in both. I'm using both systems, and I do. Well, I know since I don't have a very technical skills playing music. Like she's a professional musician, I'm not. Live coding allowed me to make music and perform without having to be like a virtuoso, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
And you?
And me? Well, I was studying sound art
Okay.
a few years ago, and I received a call for a festival about live coding, which I didn't know, but it was the first festival that happened in Europe
Okay.
about live coding, and I didn't know what was that about, but I saw the video and I said, like, yeah, maybe I can try this. With the program languages I was studying at that point, Maximum Speed was the language.
Okay.
So I present my application, and then they accept me. So I had to actually learn how to live code or prepare something for that festival. But yeah, that was the beginning. And the cool part was that at that point it was a small community. I mean, it's still small, but it was more small.
Okay.
So yeah, I went there and I met like everyone that was making live coding at that time. So yeah, that was the beginning for me.
Wow. Okay. And
So I guess yeah, everyone starts with a different random thing that happened in their lives or something. I don't know. There's not just a way, I guess.
okay. No, I'm really interested because so basically myself, I'm an engineer, industrial design engineer, but I hate coding. I mean, I think it's one of the worst subjects that I had to study and pass, like to get my like engineering degree, back at uni, and I don't know. I think it's very related to the teacher I had back then, which she was not good at all, but at least not good for me. Maybe, I mean, like other students like her, but I really didn't. And I'm very frustrated because I think it's amazing knowing how to code. It opens so many doors, and I think it's great for the mind to structure, right? Like it's a language, right? It's a way of communicating, a way of expressing. In your case, like even on as a musician, so it's just super cool. But it hasn't been my case because of this traumatic experience. But maybe I would like to learn how to code doing music.
Maybe
I think,
you
I mean,
would,
it's much more interesting for me than just creating random shit that I didn't see so I remember
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's therapeutic. So it might take your trauma away. So.
Exactly. So in case I would like to learn how to do that, what would be the steps that I should follow? Do you guys
Yeah, I
have
think
courses
should.
or
That's the question. Yeah.
that's the
Yeah, we
question?
never know how to answer this question.
Just dive into it. I mean, just choose a language, random language, and try it. And if you don't like it, try another one. And if you don't like it, try another one. Now I'm using Super Collider. Before I tried Super Collider, I tried other languages,
Okay.
and I kind of like them. But there's always something lacking. And then I said, okay, I'll try this one that has the thing I like, but then they lack the things that the other ones had. And then you just, it's like you kind of end up developing your own way of using live coding. And then there's some languages that really suit your needs, because tidal cycles that you were using, there's a lot of people that don't know how to program and they use it. And it's built in one of the most complexest live coding languages, which is Haskell. And I'd say that to live code, you don't need to know how to code. I mean, you need to know how to write and how to read, and everybody knows that. And obviously, if you're interested in music, you should know some music, but even not that, it's playful. And one thing that we said the other day that I think defines it quite well is that it's useless. I mean, you program what the lessons you took at university. Yeah, well, I mean, but it's not to produce something. The code that you were studying was to make a product, to make
Exactly.
An output, no?
Yeah, an app or whatever. And live coding, it just it's code is just a means to something else and more creative, no?
Or you don't know where you're gonna end it up. I mean, you're like
Exactly.
you're doing some stuff and you're changing things, but it's not like a goal that you have to achieve at the end. But it's just the process, I guess.
But I guess if
It's kind of uncontrollable, no?
But I guess if you're like a real master, right, of live coding, you can actually see or predict what's gonna happen, right, by changing like some variables or not, or just fooling around. Like I'll put a 10 here and see what happens.
Actually, that's the point, no?
Yeah.
More or less. It's if you read the manifesto, it's about taking the risk and seeing what happens. And actually, if you're in control, probably it doesn't sound interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's depends on how control freak you are, I guess, no?
Okay.
Because if you want to do a composition, then you can compose that before and then just play it live. Some people actually does that.
Actually, most of people do that.
Yeah, with live coding, they have already everything written there, and then you just it's like DJ coding or something, no? People that is not very code J. Yeah, I think like that.
Yeah.
So that's a way. It's also a possibility. So you have everything there, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work because it's a computer. So maybe it can fail or do something different. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's probable that it crashes. It happens a lot, and it's kind of a thing in live coding that if a computer crashes, it's like a big thing. And if you can recover from it, then you get a badge of a better live coder.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like when you crash, everyone is like. But there's also the possibility that you just improvise there, or you are trying to find this risk, or let's see what happens if I do this in front of the audience. Yeah, let's see what the computer offer me, or the results. So what I can do about that.
Yeah, actually, the performance is more about the thinking.
Okay.
People see what you're writing, so they see how you're thinking, and then they see when they see your mistakes that you don't see, and they see how you react to your own mistakes, and that's kind of the performance in itself. The music is also part of the performance, but the actual piece of art is the thinking of the artist that's on stage, and you're able to see what the artist is thinking and their creative process, and that's the interesting part of it, no? Because music, you can do music with other stuff, but you cannot access the guitarist mindset, no?
Exactly.
And in live coding, you can see how they've structured the code, if they're starting from scratch, if they're starting from a bunch and then just triggering tracks or whatever. And you can steal their ideas and make them your own. and then you can show your ideas for others to steal, which is also a big thing in live coding sharing, because all the tools are open source, they are free, they are accessible everywhere, and samples are also free, and people, you just share knowledge, and that's the beauty of it too, no? The community sharing.
Okay. For example, I remember learning how to code with C++. Can you do music with C++? Or I don't know, like more.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
It's not like everyone use C++ because you have languages that are more
Music friendly, or
like
what? I don't
friendly.
know.
Yeah, friendly.
Yeah.
But it is possible. So yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. You can use different tools. It's a methodology at the end. So you can use different languages and also like trying some more things related to the program itself, or to create the algorithm or things like that. Or you can just build everything with just one line of code or a few lines of code because you are thinking about something different. I don't know. It depends on what you want to do or what is the thing that's make you.
Yeah, and you were asking how to start. C++ would not be the place.
I can imagine. What would be like a language that's friendly for a beginner like myself? What should I start looking for?
Mercury, probably.
Yeah. I agree.
There's a programming language called Mercury.
Okay.
That works in the browser, so you don't have to download anything.
Okay.
And it's very well documented also.
Okay.
It's called Mercury. So if you put Mercury live coding in the browser, I guess we're gonna end up there trying some stuff.
Okay.
I guess that's
yeah, that's the easiest one, I think.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'm gonna share it with the CTO of the company that he's a great programmer, because maybe he knows about. We've never talked about it, and I don't know that I'm basically interviewing you guys, but I was thinking like 15 minutes before starting the conversation, I thought maybe I should invite Kim because he might have more very most interesting questions or better interesting questions that the ones I can ask them. But
we're gonna stay around.
Maybe I can ask him to join. No, but he's
before when you were saying how to start, I was thinking also another possibility is if you have a node. I mean, yeah, because TopLap is like a community that is international and things like that, but is kind of organized by nodes in different cities.
Okay.
So if you have a node that is more or less active, then you can also go to the things they organize. That's the case of Barcelona. Is very easy because we meet once a month.
Okay.
So it's also a good idea to just show up and see what the people does. So yeah, that's also a way to start, no? Like more social way to
more
start.
social way. Okay.
But yeah, it's also, so if you want to come with Kim,
please do.
Okay.
Then we're gonna be around.
That would be really nice to meet you in person.
Sure.
So, but you guys are working on TopLap, or you guys it's just like a hobby, or what's actually the relationship that you guys have with TopLap Barcelona?
Well, there's TopLap Barcelona. It's just a local node of the TopLap community around the world.
Okay.
And each city organizes however they can. I mean, usually just a bunch of friends will get together, and it's an excuse to get self-organized and kind of fit a pseudo structure of organizing. And then we communicate with other nodes and share ideas as well on how to organize. And here, Lina and Ivan, they started as residents in Angar, as a collective residence.
Yeah.
And then I joined, and then we founded out like how do you call it in English? Like legal association.
Okay.
And then we ask for funding and all that to organize stuff, to organize concerts, and
Okay.
so we can apply to places to have a venue to play, or also to just to people to contact us so they can refer to something. And so we're kind of self-organized. It's not a job. And if we get paid, it's through concerts. We don't get paid as for organizing things in TopLap.
I see. I think I have a very obvious question. I think it's, what do you think about AI? Are you using AI on live performances to interact with any AI algorithm? Do you write AI that just help you create more music, or you don't do, and everything is live and you don't have algorithms that help you? I mean, what's your take on AI and music?
Good one.
We should have Ivan here. He
Yeah.
live codes with he's a doctorate in live coding with AI.
Okay.
And I think there's different live coders using it in different ways. He did his own data set and his own model to train data sets and then interact with it through live coding. And I think his model, what he does is he asks for ideas, and then he chooses from the ideas that the model gives him back. Then there's Shelly Knotts. She uses it the other way around. She has a model listening to what she's playing, and then the model said, hey, you're probably going to play next after what you're playing now, you're going to play this. And then she said, okay, I won't, I play something else. And then this way she can vary her own performance each time.
Wow,
which I think it's quite creative and interesting. I think it's one of the most creative uses of live coding. No?
Super cool.
So I think what happened with live coding is like we like open tools, and we like to know about the algorithm that is behind.
Yeah.
So probably if you find people doing things with AI, it means that they use their own data to work with that. They train their models. So like they know the algorithms, or they had to build the whole thing. So I think that's the idea. Depends on what are we talking about when we talked about AI. No? But of course, we like to use the
it's a tool, no? Why not use it?
It's a tool.
Exactly. How about copywriting? Do you guys have copyrights of the music you create live? How do you guys know copyright?
No.
Actually, well, I guess people have there's recordings and people have them in Bandcamp. We have our own. We had our own disc from the community, which is a collaborative. But I think that's in a recording label that maybe they have the rights to share it. But live coding in general, it's about openness. So I think it doesn't make much sense, to have a copyright. And it's more about copyleft, I guess, sharing the resources and the ideas and everything. So if you have all the resources and you see what I'm doing, you can do it as well. It doesn't make much sense to say, no, you cannot do the same music I'm doing. No, it's stupid.
But I guess the point is like you find your own way to use all these tools and ideas. So it's boring to just repeat the same thing that others are doing, I guess, at least for me.
It's actually very hard to repeat whatever someone. I cannot do what Lina does.
And why you're gonna try to
most
do
of the
this?
times you cannot even read their language. So
Okay.
so I guess it's, I don't know. I mean, it's okay if you want to copyright. I mean, it's up to you.
It's okay.
And who would be the Michael Jackson of like live coding? Or like, do you guys have this amazing live coding performance that you follow and that you are a fan of?
Well, there's no headliners, no?
Well, good one. Yeah, actually, we were talking about, or we mentioned before about algo raves.
Yeah.
Algo raves are sessions where people use live coding to make people dance, or use algorithms to make people dance. So the goal is like people dance. And in the guidelines where you organize, when you organize an algo rave or an event like this, is in among with other things that you don't have headliners.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm gonna be the superstar or this algo rave, or if you have a guest or something like that, it's not like he's gonna play more or she's gonna be the last one because it's the best or things like that. It's just we are algo rave all together. So yeah, of course, there's algo raves or live coders that we follow and we like a lot what they do, but yeah, we are all part of the same thing.
Yeah, and they get the same chance. They play the same amount of time in an algorithm. Usually it's like the ones that we organize are like 8 sets. So there's 16 people playing because usually it's a musician with a visualist. And everybody gets their half an hour. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're Michael Jackson or if you're myself. No?
Okay.
You just get your time and then you do your thing and people enjoy it. Obviously, as she was saying, there's people that are really amazing and you really get the dancing. But I think it's really good to have like even newcomers to come and try it, and they are sitting next to the best guy, to the guru, no? And everybody's. I mean, the thing is about having fun. It's not about a competition. One thing that, well, I kind of related to the punk scene in the 80s, which was very do-it-yourself as well, and kind of there's a point that it. Here in live coding, it's starting to happen that there's some people that are starting to go mainstream, and there's people that stay in the underground, no? Yeah. And same happened with punk. So I guess eventually there will be a Michael Jackson for live coding. I think there are already people that are already like a Beyonce and.
I think yeah, you already can search for live coding and you will find your Michael Jacksons.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't know them.
Okay. Do you guys organize? I mean, you have raves, right? But do you have like jam sessions where you can just bring your laptop and everyone starts connecting and playing at the same time and improvising? This happens on live coding scene?
There are some tools now where you can connect to the same server, for example, or to it's like a Google Drive or things like that. So you can contribute with the code. One of these tools is called Flock.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's the one to. There's a story and more tools to do that, so you can like contribute in the same code. We don't organize that much. We should actually.
Yeah, actually, as Jam, we have this once a month meeting where we meet at NIU here in Barcelona, Poblenou, and then we have it's a jam with 2 rules, one for the audience and one for the artists. The rule for the artist is that it has the sets, they last for 9 minutes and they are under the clock. I mean, we have an alarm set. Okay. And you have to start from scratch. So nothing on the screen. You have to start typing and you have 9 minutes to create something.
Oh, wow.
And when the alarm goes off, then comes the rule for the audience and they must clap. I mean, it doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter if nothing happened. People have to clap. Nice. So people can join. I mean, it's a very nice place to try stuff. So there are people. It's the best place to start because you're going there. You don't know what's going to happen, and then everybody's going to clap, and so it takes a lot of pressure. And then seasoned live coders go there and try new stuff, and usually it fails, but it's okay. I mean, it's just a jam. It's to have fun and to try stuff. And what I think we should do maybe is in one of these nights, maybe set up a jam, like a proper jam, where people can live code together. Actually, I think here in November we had that one with there was like we had this game like the what's the surrealist game of that you pass the paper and everybody draws on the
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. These.
yeah, it's like the dead body. I can't remember the name in English.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
and then we had the same. Somebody typed some code and for I don't know 1 minute, and then someone else came in with that code and edited it, and then it was like a people going through that loop, no? And that's kind of jamming. But we have these kind of experiments, but not a proper jam like we've tried them once in a while. But usually in live coding, I've seen that it's been tried many times and it seldom works. Now with Plug, it starts to work very well, but the tools didn't allow for them to do it because it was hard to synchronize computers. It was hard to well, mostly synchronizing was the main issue.
Yeah, but I think that's more in this community because a lot of people use different languages, but sometimes some other people just use Super Collider and it works fine for everyone. So they had like their own groups with just that language that can be synchronized. So the problem here is like it's very diverse. So it's difficult to I don't know, to synchronize or to jam with the same code because we don't code the same things.
Yeah.
But I think this is a characteristic of TopLab Barcelona or maybe some other places, but it's what happened here.
I was before starting this. Well, I was preparing the podcast, right, and seeing and looking for different musics that you guys were creating, and I found these that I'm gonna play, and that's basically an algo rave and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I'm just gonna
H
C
classic super dude.
A
F H I C F H B I B C.
And that's, I think this was back in 2020. It says Algo Rave View. That's you, Lina Lab.
It's your set.
That's why it sounded
That sounds familiar.
That's you, Lina?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
probably makes sense.
If it says Lina Lab, it's Lina.
Yeah.
It's Lina Lab, yeah. So
Yeah, that's me. So that was me years ago. I sounded very differently.
So you are
Probably totally improvised. Sounds like it.
do you see the evolution? I mean, can you see I assume it's like when you are learning a new instrument, right? You start from scratch and you
Yes.
get better and better. Can you see that evolution on your coding, on your expressivity? Yeah.
Yes, and it's like when you're using a synthesizer also or a new program. It's like it sounds like the demo or
Yeah.
I hear that and it's like, yeah, I know what program is and what samples are being used. But at some point you start to find your own ways, no? Or your at least your own sounds or samples or
Yeah.
I don't know, methodologies to make the music more unique, I guess. So yeah, I guess I can hear very well
I can hear your
evolution.
evolution. So
Yeah. And probably this was very improvised, it seems, because I wasn't using any of my sounds. So probably I just took a computer and started to type something,
Nice.
which is not. I like it, But probably I would do something completely different today.
Okay.
Well, you're not using Tile anymore.
Yeah,
For starters.
I'm using another software, so it's not that easy to to do the same either. I haven't tried it.
And what do you guys see the future of live coding? What's the evolution? What are the trends that you see that might be something big in the next years? Do you see something that can change? I mean, AI for sure, that's gonna change a lot the scene. But do you have anything?
I think the way, not only how we use AI, but how we code, I think it's going to also be like going to a higher level. I think we'll have to type less. And so I think it's going to be more like maybe natural language code. Like you can read, you can see the algorithm. You'll be able to see the algorithm, but it's going to be less low level. It's not like C++ that you can see, the arithmetic behind it or anything. I think it's going to be more about structure maybe.
Okay.
And probably they'll try to find a way to disclose the AI algorithms that they are used in while playing. No? Like she was saying that everything needs to be seen. Some people are using AI they're making their own tools for AI. So I guess that at least in live coding, I think that's what will show up, no? The AI algorithms themselves, not just, the models and the data sets and all that. No?
Good guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Who
no.
knows?
No idea.
Maybe it will disappear.
What I have seen so far is like at the beginning for me it was more the tool to, I don't know, to do different stuff and it was like a social thing for me actually. So I was using my stuff to make music, like the real music, and then I was doing live coding as a separate thing, like just for fun. And at some point I started to see that actually you can do good music and be like
Serious stuff.
serious stuff. So yeah, so for me it's like maybe it can be more part of the rest of the tools that we use to make music. I mean, for me it is, so I don't know if for the rest it can start to be like that also. But I don't know if it has to evolve and be
Whatever.
new,
Right? Yeah.
changing. Yeah.
I've been also checking your social media. You have the TopLap Instagram, right? So it's TopLap _Barcelona. So if you guys want to check them out, you can follow them at it's TOPLAP, not B, because I was looking for TopLab as a laboratory, and it's
Classic.
lab.
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
It's laptop with the syllables.
Exactly, laptop, not lab as a laboratory, no? So TopLap _Barcelona, and also you have the toplab.cat, so CAT, and you can find the events, which basically the next one it's on the 17th of April, maybe. Am I right?
Yes.
Well, there's quite a lot of stuff happening before that. But
Okay.
on the 17th, we're starting our 6th edition of the festival,
Okay.
Live Coding Festival, and then there's going to be a lot of stuff.
Called View.
View,
Yeah.
exactly. So if anyone like myself would like to join, how can is it an open festival? Do you have to how can you get there? I mean, do you
Well, we just closed the call for participation. So yeah, we received quite
Like 47 proposals from artists. That's from artists that want to play in the.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the
So yeah, we're gonna prepare all the lineup, and then it's several concerts, workshops, and gatherings related to live coding. So if you're interested, I guess if you see the Instagram or the website or the other things we have, we have more stuff, but
Nice.
like there's a newsletter, but we are not super.
We're not using it. Right? We should.
Yeah.
We're not
Anyway.
very good at that. We're not very good at coding stuff for making useful stuff. I mean, we just the social media. It's kind of our.
It's difficult. Yeah,
LinkedIn,
it's
like,
difficult.
yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna try to communicate all this. So yeah, it's open to everyone that wants to see good live coding and bad live coding too, probably.
Yeah, yeah, and strong live coding, and what else? Well, there's now in March not live codera. Is there gonna be something, or is it?
Yeah, in 8th of March we have also this is a streaming session that is also like quite common in the live coding. So yeah, we have one streaming there, and there's also super near the live coding, the TopLap birthday.
Yeah, it's next Saturday.
Yeah, also is a streaming, and we have this from scratch sessions once a month.
It's the last Thursday of every month. So the next one is next Thursday.
29.
So next week.
What's the name of that? Sleep day? Sleep day? The bisiesta? That thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And
Hey.
do you guys? I think that's my last question, because I know you're very busy. You might need to go create some live coding now.
I can't wait. for that.
No, but I was thinking about, do you guys have styles on live coding, like pop, rock? Do you have like styles or genres inside live coding? Because I've just listened to different, and everything that to me sounds quite electronic. No, for example, this is a TopLap, the pond skater at View, right? From TopLap Barcelona, and for me it sounds quite electronic. Do you guys have something more funk, more pop?
Yeah, actually, live coding is just, as I said before, it's like a tool. It's a methodology. You can do whatever you want with that. I guess it's mostly this kind of music, more electronic, but
Electronic?
it doesn't have to be.
Well, it's electronic because you're using a computer, so it's hard that it's not electronic, no? But
No, but I mean,
Yeah,
you're
but
triggering
you-
samples, no, at the and looping them and changing them, so you can trigger whatever sample you want, right? You can trigger a Beyonce
Yeah,
sample.
we also have, as we have, for example, the algorithms, there's another thing called algo viente. So it's more about making ambient sounds. So I guess it's kind of related to electronic music, but it's quite different. And there are more people that is using that for do pop things. Also, I've seen that.
yeah, I've seen punk, but I don't think I've seen, for example, folk maybe. Well, but there's this guy from Mexico. He was doing
Yeah.
what's that
Navarro.
genre?
Cumbia.
Cumbia
Oh,
electronic.
cumbia.
He developed a language to. It was kind of similar to Tidal, but with samples and with techniques more related to cumbia. So it was
Amazing.
kind of easy to build that and to live code with cumbia. So yeah, I guess there's also reggaeton.
Reggaeton.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I've tried doing music, but I haven't succeeded. So it's, I don't know.
Nice. Well, Lina, Roger, thank you so much for your time. It's been super interesting, at least for me. So I
Thank
hope
you.
Well,
I
thank
hope
you.
our audience also has learned or discovered something interesting
there.
to dig and to get more into this new way of, well, not new, but new for us at least, way of doing music. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. Really appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And
Bye.
hope to see you in one of our from scratch session.
Yeah.
I promise I'll be there.
Okay.
Nice.
Bye bye.
Bye.